Three the hallway, y'all. We are back talking Western Conference. I'm here with the whole gang. Jordan joining us, Married Man Rob, Big Game John, Tariq Rashad. We're gonna talk about the Western Conference Finals right now. It's looking like Phoenix and 4 again. But we've also seen LA come back from down 0-2 twice already this playoffs. Third time's a charm. We'll see. What do you guys' sentiments? It's a crazy series in a sense because the most important players from both teams are gone. With Chris Paul being out, he's not the best player on that team, but he's the most important player in my opinion. Chris Paul being out for Phoenix, and the best player on the Los Angeles Clippers, Kawhi Leonard, being out. With both of them not really with a set date to return. So how do we see this panning out? By the time we air this series is going to be over?
Before I get there,
okay.
I came on the show, I said Devin Booker is top 5 all-time scorer. Top 5 talent. Everybody's looking at, what are you talking about? It don't make no sense.
What the hell did you just say?
And what does he do? He's torching the league. Everybody get it. Kawhi, Paul George, whoever you want. Getting buckets. That's what I'm going to say right there.
Question.
Hold on, I'm on John.
Please ask your question.
Go ahead.
Are any of the top 5 scorers that you compare him to when you say all time, are any of them in the league right now?
They're not in the league right now.
Stop it. Get some help.
No,
Any of the other ones in the league?
No.
Okay, go ahead.
So, gotta give Devin Booker his praise. Number one, I'm a big fan of Devin Booker. If you haven't know, I'm about to name my show from now on Bucket. I'm going to have a Bucket shirt. Call me Bucket Hunter.
Stop it. Get some help.
With that being said, my sentiments on the Western Conference, I think that the Clippers are in trouble if they don't get Kawhi Leonard back. They're down 2-0. Do I believe Paul George can do it by himself? I don't think so. I don't have too much faith in Paul George, especially after selling the game. He baited, as they say in New York, baited on the free throw line.
Damn.
So lit.
Baited on the free throw line. He had it. He could have closed the game out, missed the free throws. Everybody knows to make him miss the league. He missed. They made it. Game over. With that being said, on the other side of it, you gotta give credit to Cameron Payne and all these other boys that's playing good for the Suns. Monty Williams coaching them up, making them believe that they're playing way better. But I got the Suns if Kawhi don't come back. If Kawhi comes back, I think it goes 7.
7 to the Clippers or just 7?
I got 7 to the Clippers. If Kawhi come back, the Clippers winning.
Alright.
Historic run.
I'll jump in. Okay, Rob, you jump in.
I got to John and his Devin Booker nonsense. I ain't saying before he can't put the ball back. He's clearly a certified scorer of the highest regard. But let me just tell you who the 3 highest playoff point totals in a single game are. Michael Jordan, Elgin Baylor, and Donovan Mitchell. Let me just put that there. Mr. Devin Booker killed the whole league, dropped the bucket. He ain't even got a 50-point ball game yet, and Donovan Mitchell got 2 of them. So let's just put some of that into perspective. Not saying Donovan Mitchell's a better scorer, but like I've been saying, Devin Booker got to do a little bit more before I give him that all-time great score. And with that being said,
I gotta say something real quick. Your man Stephen A. Smith said he the next Kobe. I can't believe I'm hearing this from Rob. The next
Take me out, it's my turn!
Kobe, you are giving the next Kobe love?
let you finish. With that being said, these Suns look scary, bro. I ain't going front. I'm not going front. Devin Booker is playing his heart out. He's playing amazing basketball. I thought DeAndre Ayton was low-key a bust. He's proving me wrong, too. If the Chris Paul effect is in full frontal force in this Phoenix Suns team. Like, everyone's just playing their role to a key. Listen, man. Hey, Gary. Clippers need some help. Paul George needs to show up again. Darius Mann needs to show up again. They need Kawhi to come back. Don Lewis makes some more adjustments. But, listen, Chris Paul come back? I think third time the charm with them being down 2-0. They play on fire too much.
Even with Kawhi coming back?
Bro, you can't. I'll rest my case.
I think down to down 0-2 against the Phoenix Suns a little bit worse than it was the other two teams, simply because they do have a Chris Paul in the wings. He makes that team better. He's not there. They're still down 0-2. If Chris Paul makes it back into the series around the same time as Kawhi, I don't know if they can. I just feel like Chris Paul's too hungry. He's finally there. He's finally there and he can't play. So when he gets in that, like,
he's playing game 3.
He's ready. He's hungry. We talk about championships and legacy and things of that nature. Chris Paul doesn't have the numbers to be in that conversation. He also doesn't have the championships, but we watched it. You know, we got to watch Chris Paul's career, and we know that he's one of the best point guards to ever play the game.
For sure.
And a championship for him would solidify that across the board for the young ones that only watch stats and things of that nature, for the analytic people. With that being said, I've been really hard on Paul George. And this is the best playoffs he's had in 4 years. I was going to come on this show and blast him again because the fourth quarter he falls asleep, but he's actually doing better this year's fourth quarter than ever before. I actually went and looked up the stats. So you talk about how Russell Westbrook had all these stars and all of that next to him, and Paul George was one of them. When he was in OKC, he shot 31% from the field in the fourth quarter.
Yes, he did.
And 43% from the field in the fourth quarter.
Yes, he did.
And then he went to LA last year in the bubble. He shot 34% from the field in the fourth quarter. So regardless to where since he's left Indiana, this playoff P that we talk about has not been around in the fourth quarter. This year he's shooting 46.5% in the fourth quarter. He's making his team competitive. And then, like you said, he dropped the money. He dropped the bag. We're missing 2 gimmies, 2 free throws from a guy who shoots around 86% from the free throw line. Really disappointing in that sense. And we gotta say, DeAndre Ayton, the play call, and even Devin Booker in that sense. Devin Booker set the screen. The play call was genius. Shout out to the 3 black coaches that are in the conference finals with Monty Williams, Tyronn Lue, and Nate McMillan, who was fired from his job last year after making Indiana, who didn't make the playoffs this year, look good for 2 years in a row. I'm not gonna go too far into that. That's for another show, the way they did Nate McMillan. But shout out to those 3 guys. Budenholzer too, great coach, coming from Atlanta and then turning Milwaukee to what they are. I got Phoenix in 7, only because they won Game 2. I definitely had LA winning this series. I don't know if they can win 4 out of 6 in this sense.
For me, I feel like, Phoenix, besides what you're talking about the NBA right now, I think Chris Paul is getting that recognition of what he's always been, is just amplifying team, really. I mean, he goes to Clippers, that's lies down. He goes to Houston, they're a hamstring away to get into the finals. Goes to OKC last year, and they turned into a playoff team. And this year, you got Phoenix on the verge of making an NBA Finals run. So, I mean, Chris Paul has shown that he's one of the best, probably the best leader in his era of basketball. It's kind of, you said something about his numbers not being there, and I disagree with that, because I feel like Chris Paul, by the time Chris Paul retires, he'll be top 5 in assists all time. He'll be top 5 in steals all time. He'll be remembered as one of the greatest leaders to ever play the game.
It's not as glorified as, like, say, a Russell Westbrook or Dame Lillard. Scored,
I think
26.
the only argument is he's not a true scorer. He's a true point guard. You know what I'm saying? And that's a knock in this era, I guess.
Yeah. It's weird. It's weird like that.
Absolutely. But yeah, man, Phoenix was good. I mean, obviously, Devin Booker, the emerging star. He's been in the league for 7 years. He's only 24 years old, and he's averaging 25 for his career. So, I mean, you have that with Chris Paul, and then you got all these role players. All these 3D guys. Jay Crowder. I love Mikal Bridges. I think Mikal Bridges is a really good player. He, moves well without the basketball. He's not found big shots in the fans. Jay Crowder's just a 3D guy, injury guy. You need a tough guy like that on your team.
Guy that seems to always find his way to get to the playoffs.
He's a dog. DeAndre Ayton is showing his work as a number 1 pick in that draft. Even though Luka and Trey were part of that draft class, like DeAndre Ayton in this case. So I think this series is different for the Clippers because they're down 0-2 in the last two series, but they had Kawhi. Kawhi's not here anymore. So this is completely different. I think Phoenix like 5 or 6 games.
Ooh. So you got Phoenix, Milwaukee in the finals?
Ooh, see, I'm not sold on that Eastern Conference
Oh.
Finals. I'm not sold on Milwaukee like that. I'm not sold.
John, Phoenix, Milwaukee?
I got Clippers, Milwaukee.
That's what I had too.
Update is that Kawhi doesn't have an ACL sprain. It was just a knee sprain, so he should be back soon. And that gives me hope.
Rob, who you got in the finals, man? Who are your two teams?
You please put it on wax. I gotta put it on wax. I'm going Atlanta Phoenix.
That would be lit. This is weird. I just want to see good playoff basketball. I'm happy to see good playoff basketball. The villains are out. My favorite player is out. So it's just like free fall survival right now. I want to see the best man win. And right now it looks like, to me, Phoenix, Milwaukee, even though Atlanta's having the best story run right now.
This has been the most interesting basketball we've seen in a while when it comes to unpredictability and the playoffs and the dramas and new rivalries and new villains. It's like,
and it's refreshing.
It's refreshing. And I think a lot of it has to do with the playing game and how it started.
I think a lot of it had to do with the fact that LeBron didn't get no time off. Or we'd be looking at the same old thing. But
I ain't trying to do that.
but
None of that.
I hear you. We hear you, Laker fan. We hear you. But I think that's going to conclude our show for the day. Jordan, thanks for joining us.
Thank you, J Nobs.
For Rob, Married Man Rob with the
Oh, we call Jay Woj.
For Big Game John. For Tariq Rashad. For J Nob / J Woj. Spit 3 the hard way.
Real quick, Jay Woj, you got a podcast coming up?
Oh yeah, man.
Oh yeah, shoot that.
Yeah. So me and my college teammate Tim, man, we got something coming up. It's called the River Rain Boys. That's the apartment that we was in. And yeah, we just gonna have a whole bunch of guests on the show. People we play with, people we know and playing overseas or in the league or in the NFL. We gonna have them on the show and talk about some things, man. So I'm looking forward to it. We're trying to get it out probably by the end of the summer. So.
It's lit. Looking forward to that, Jay.
I already know y'all love the little tips and hints and all that. So
You already.
We always here to support, man. We're proud of you. We can't wait to see your show come up.
Facts. All right, y'all. 3 the hard way.